Welcome back, brothers and sisters of Christ. My name is Brianna and I'm back with another video. And for today's video is you are holding yourself back, or stop delaying your breakthrough. That's probably what I'm gonna call it, the title. Stop delaying your breakthrough, baby. You are holding yourself back by not letting go of things and people that God has told you to let go of. You are holding yourself back by indulging into sins that God has told you to let go of. You're the only one who's stopping your breakthrough in the life that God has called you to. Because it's not God stopping you. It's literally you. He's waiting on you to be obedient and move on the things that he has told you to do. And once you do those things, the ball will start rolling, baby. And I know this because I remember it was last year. I had become so frustrated with everything and everybody, and I just started feeling confused and lost in life. Like, I would just feel like I didn't know my place. I'm like, what's my purpose? Like, what is this? Like, and I had just felt like a sense of urgency. Like, there was something that needed to be done. There was something that I needed to do, but I didn't know what. I didn't know what that was, and it was like driving me crazy. So I was laying in bed, and I remember saying out loud to the Lord, like, God, what is this feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And literally in less than 3 seconds, I mean, it was so fast, simple, and straightforward. The Lord said to me, stop drinking, stop smoking, get off social media, stop listening to worldly music, read your word, and focus on me, your family, and your career. He said all those things so quick, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't even grasp it, how fast it was. Like, I knew that wasn't my thoughts because it was so fast. You know what I mean? It was like supernaturally fast he said it. So I'm like, this is the Lord. But the crazy thing is, he had already been telling me to do these things months prior. And I was still like going back and forth. Like, I was on the fence. I was trying to stop drinking. I was trying to get off social media, but I wasn't fully, like, I deleted, get back on. I stopped drinking, start back drinking. And so I wasn't fully being obedient. I was not listening, and I was wondering why I was still feeling the way I was feeling. Well, that's why, because I wasn't being obedient to God. He told me to do those things. And some of those things he had been telling me to do since 2020, like drinking, smoking, and getting off social media and focusing on him. He told me to do those things in 2020. And it took me until now to fully surrender. Because at first, I really didn't understand or really know the Lord's voice. So, you know, it was so clear this time. I already knew. First of all, me and his relationship was strengthening at that point. And secondly, it was so clear. Like I said, I knew those wasn't my thoughts. It was so fast and clear. Like, I knew what it was. And he answered me. I'm sitting there. I'm like, Lord, why is this? And all that came to my mind. Like, that's the Lord. But back then, in 2020, I was so spiritually immature. I didn't understand. I didn't know when the Lord was speaking to me, and I didn't understand any of this. You know what I'm saying? So I was blindsided. When you're in the world, you just be blindsided, child. But it was like a light bulb had went off because I had heard this before from the Lord. And that's another reason how I knew it was him, because I'm like, I heard this before. Like, he told me this before, and I didn't listen. And I realized the reason I was still feeling lost, confused, and frustrated was because I was not being obedient to God. So until you become obedient, that's when those feelings will go away. You know, I was holding myself back from change. I was holding myself back from a better life. God had been calling me. Okay? He had already told me what to do, but I was not obedient. And because of that, I did not have peace. You know, I could not reach my full potential. I could not receive my breakthrough. But when I finally listened, baby, since then, I have been happy. I've been at peace. I found my purpose in life. I got understanding. I've changed for the better. I got my breakthrough. You know, I feel lighter. It feels like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders since I found the Lord, since I've listened to everything he's been telling me not to do and telling me to do. You know, I've been obedient in every area. The things he told me to stop doing, I stopped doing. The things that he tell me to do, I do it. And it's just, oh my goodness, when you do that, yeah, it's just like a weight is lifted. You feel lighter. And not only that, but things began to move in my life like never before, because I decided to be obedient. Chains broke. Like, I decided to break the cycles. I decided to break chains, you know, by being obedient. You're making that choice once you be obedient. And as the Lord had been trying to tell me to do since 2020, baby. And another thing is, a breakthrough doesn't always come in the form of money, baby. It comes in many different ways. And for me, I found love, joy, happiness, peace, purpose. I found myself. I found a deeper relationship in God, most importantly, and so much more, to be honest. So I got my breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? That was my breakthrough. That's what I needed. I was needing peace. I'm no longer confused. I'm no longer frustrated. I'm no longer lost. I no longer feel like I don't have a purpose since I listened to the Lord. And this example is interesting to me because it just shows how he tells us what to do and what not to do in life in order to live a fruitful life. Like in the Bible, you know, like in the Bible, like the Bible is pure instructions. Like it's instructions on what to do, what not to do in order to live a fruitful life. And we don't listen, and then we wonder why we're going through the things that we're going through. That's why. And this example was also just that. Like, sweetie, I'm telling you what to do. If you stop drinking, if you stop smoking, if you get off social media, if you stop listening to this crazy music, if you seek me, then the changes will be made. You will no longer feel this way. And I wasn't listening. And I'm wondering, why am I still feeling this way? But once I listened, all those feelings went away. You know, just stop being hard-headed, child. So you're not waiting on God, baby. God is waiting on you. Stop delaying your breakthrough. Stop holding yourself back. Do the things that God has told you to do. Stop doing the things that God has told you to stop doing. And I guarantee you, you're going to feel lighter. I guarantee you, you're going to reach your breakthrough. I guarantee you, the feelings, the negative feelings that you're having will go away. I guarantee you, your life will get better, baby. I'm a walking example. I'm telling you. So if this word is not for you, it's for somebody else. Remember, I'm telling y'all this because I love you. God bless.